What's going on? We are live. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 5 of Unlikely Role Models podcast, so cordially named Underrated and Underprepared. We're 10 minutes late because that's what happens. Mean, what's going on? Thanks for hopping in. And it's been something. We've both been working crazy hours this week and stuff like that. We are arguably the most underprepared that we've probably ever been for this podcast, except for when we started it. But it is what it is.
Hey, I BS my way through college. I can BS my way through a podcast. It's gonna be easy peasy.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, that's fair enough. You know what? We're gonna get started right on the beer because we didn't do that and we ran out of beer time last time. So let's crack into this first one. We're gonna crack open Tiny Tim's Christmas sale. So Kyle didn't get a chance to do this. I did this on the other podcast, but he didn't get a chance to do this. This is the big boy. That's why we're doing only half pours. So this is a winter warmer style Christmas ale. It is a whopping 11.6% ABV. Hey, you only risk getting pulled over on the way here. I have no control on the way back, okay?
That's true.
So this is from Thunderhead Brewing Company. Thunderhead Brewing Company is out of Kearney, Nebraska. They also have, I want to say, a brewery tap room in Omaha as well, but I think everything's made in Kearney, if I remember right. What do we got in here? Uh-oh. Brandon coming in here. Boom shakalaka. Thank you very much for hopping in. TJ's in here. I'm with the midget. I'm in here for the midgets and the booze. All right. Well, I got booze covered. All right. So here, you ready for this one? How's it smell for you? It's a lot of cinnamon.
Yeah.
It's a lot of cinnamon. Gingerbread.
That's what I'm smelling. I was trying to figure it out. Like, I was one of those things where you smell it. Like, I've smelled this before, but I have no idea where.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Cheers. Go ahead. Lots of gingerbread.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big gingerbread fan, so this isn't one of my favorites. But it's kind of deadly.
I will say, though, when you said 11, I'm like, oh, God, I'm not going to like this.
It's good.
It's actually not bad at all. It goes down pretty good.
Yeah. And for a winter warmer, it is kind of lighter. You guys can kind of see the color. It's like a semi-dark piss color or like a dark wheat. Oh, Shared, thank you very much. It does smell like beer. It does smell like beer, Brandon. Yes, it smells like beer. It smells like a lot of things, but it smells like
gingerbread, man.
Yeah, there you go. It's really, really interesting. But I don't know how else to describe it. It's kind of it's overpowering with the ginger, but it's not enough to turn you off for it. If you like gingerbread at all, you definitely
it tastes like gingerbread. Like, I don't know. It doesn't taste like a drink. It tastes like gingerbread.
Yeah. But that being said, it's not bad. What do we got going on? So Christmas happened since our last episode.
In New Year's.
How was Christmas for you?
I think we might have went over our first Christmas at the last
one. Oh,
yeah,
because you hadn't done the family one. You'd done one of them, right?
Yeah. And so, no, it went really well. I got pretty much most everything I asked for, I got my socks.
You got your socks?
I got my socks.
Socks, underwear.
I don't know what else a man could ask for after that.
Well, there's stuff we can ask for. We just don't always get it, right? Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I had a pretty good Christmas. We just kind of did like a pretty chill thing here. My parents came over. We had a nice dinner. We made chili, like 2 big pots of chili and chicken tortilla soup that was really good, and just kind of finger food and stuff. It was really good. Nothing too crazy. My cool gift that I got is my parents got me like a big leatherworking kit so I can start learning how to do leatherworking and stuff as a hobby. I thought that was pretty rad.
What kind of leather work you're going to throw together?
I'm not 100% sure altogether, but like wallets and whips and shit. No, just BDSM things with like ball gags and you know what I mean. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm just kind of starting out.
Work
We'll see.
way up to make a belt. So
Yeah,
I want to have a belt.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's my plan eventually. Guitar straps, stuff like that for sure.
Oh yeah. I think mine would have to be. I think I actually talked about it. The last one is the dehydrator.
Oh yeah,
and I made some jerky with it, and it turned out really well.
That's awesome.
My in-laws got me that.
Ryan, love the shirts. Thanks. I'm rocking Betty White tonight. Golden Girls stay golden. Kyle's got Mario going. There we go. It sounds like you do want to do something other than leather straps, man. All kinds of stuff. One of the things that I do want to do is I always thought it'd be really cool to make leather suspenders. Like I saw some really cool things for like leather suspenders, because like I always think of like the old cop things with like the gun holsters and stuff, but they're like
shoulder holster.
Yeah, but like I don't know. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
So you're still gonna have the elastic though, like, because you're talking about just like this portion of it's leather.
No, like the whole thing. So
it's the whole thing.
Because I don't know, because I don't know how there's the stretch of it. You just make it to where it like holds yourself up. I don't know. I've seen a couple of different ones. I thought it was pretty cool. Our buddy Jeremy hopping in here, leather straps. Yeah. I don't know that you need any other leather straps there, bro. But yeah, Leather Daddy. There we go. Fancy Francis, Leather Daddy. How'd you know my company name? That's crazy. It wasn't my name, but it is now. Okay, so I got an idea. What is your best and worst Christmas gifts you've ever gotten? So in the history of all Christmas gifts.
Well, I mean, worst right off the bat, I could think of a couple white elephant gifts that like, and I wasn't upset. I mean, I was upset to the fact that like I felt like I got really cool white elephant gifts, which I know is supposed to be a gag thing. But like I ended up like a VHS tape of like Gone with the Wind, and it's like,
like recorded on TV or like an.
I think it was the actual one.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, I've gotten some like pretty terrible ones, and it's only disappointing because I felt like I gave a slingshot, and like I found with white elephant gifts,
never get what you want.
You go for like you get what you want, and then go for it. Like don't worry about every other gift. Just try to get yours back.
We went to this great one where we had like a redneck theme, kind of like how my birthday party was that one time. But we went to this and the white elephant gift, and like half of them were wrapped to where they look like dicks, like they'd be wine bottles and stuff, but they'd be wrapped up to where they look like a dick, like cock and balls or something.
Okay,
super funny.
Best though, I again my father-in-law, he gave me a 270, so I got a rifle one year, and that was probably in the top.
Okay. So, in my memory, I think the best Christmas gift I ever got was like, I was probably 7 years old, and I got a like Arctic Cat kitty cat snowmobile with like a leopard seat on it and stuff. So I was like the cool kid that had the snowmobile when a lot of kids, didn't have shit like that. I mean, then we live in Nebraska, so like 1 year a snowmobile is really cool, and then 3 years it's kind of shitty, and then like you're too big for it.
Behind the garage.
So I got like a year and a half of good use out of it, maybe. A couple of winters, and that was
still
about
more than most. I mean, I get my kids some cool stuff. I mean, we came home from Christmas, and it took me like 4 trips to get all their toys in the house and stuff. And by the end of the first night, they were just playing with the boxes again. So,
Nick popping in here. Yep, redneck party. That's where my buddy Nick that's hopping on here on TikTok. That's where we had it. It was a hell of a time. We had a good time.
What was the birthday theme?
White trash bash.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what the same thing was. That's kind of where I got the idea. We had the friend's Christmas kind of thing over at his house, and I got Tasha dressed up with like a fake pregnant belly and a black eye, and we walked through Walmart with like I cut a pair of jeans to where like my balls were almost hanging out of the bottom of it, like my pockets hung out a good 2 or 3 inches on both sides. And my boys were just like,
I have my shorts too.
Oh,
we should sport it.
There we go.
Next episode, white trash bag.
It was a good time. We'll have to do something crazy like that. That'd be fun. We'll start dressing up for episodes. That'd be a good time.
I didn't even dress up for the Christmas light with the hat. You had that.
Yeah. Hey, you know.
I mean,
you never know. Maybe you had some
step it
Christmas, some festive brief song with some Elf on a Shelf or something. Elf on a Shaft.
Start our own thing.
So New Year's Eve, we had that come and go. What did you do for New Year's Eve?
I went to bed.
Like a typical dad. Dad.
I was on call, so I couldn't really go out and do anything anyway.
That's fair.
And it was a long day, so I went to bed at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I didn't make it.
So I talked about this in the other podcast, but Tasha and our granddaughter and her daughter was in the hospital, and so she was there all through New Year's into a couple of days afterwards. So
she's doing better now, though.
Yeah, yep. Everything's going pretty good now. She's recovering really good and all that jazz. So I was kind of El Solo for New Year's Eve. I felt bad. I didn't want to go out with her being home or with her being in the hospital. Jiminy Christmas.
You be okay here?
Yeah, I'm gonna be fine.
I remember my first beer.
Yeah, whatever. And then so that was kind of my motivation to really not do anything. I threw some darts for New Year's Eve, and then I called it a night. I was in bed.
I did get on. I got on your TikTok live when you're throwing darts.
That was the next day, though.
Was it?
Yeah, that was actually that was the first. I stayed up until like the next night. I stayed up until like 5 a.m. throwing darts.
No way. Man.
And I had a great time. Got nice and drunk and kept going. So horny's drunk already. I'm not. Whatever. I had something caught in my throat. Shit happens. Things get caught in my throat all the time. It's crazy. Do the Golden Girls theme. We don't have 3 people, or else we could try to attempt to do the Golden Girls theme, but we don't. Oh yeah, we were 4. Is it 4? Is there 4? Yes, there's 4. There's 4.
I never watched the Golden Girls.
Really?
I don't. Well, I mean, I know who they are, and I know I've seen an episode or two, and it was just before my time.
It was definitely before.
I just never watched it.
I watched it because it used to kind of be on late at night, like reruns around the same time that like MASH and stuff was on back in the day. And I used to watch the shit out of MASH back in the day. So I watched Golden Girls and this, Jim Rockford Files, a little bit of Columbo. I used to watch all that. What's a dart? TJ, you're thinking of butt darts. That's different, buddy. That's something you guys play down there. It's not what I do.
I like to go smoke darts out behind a bowling alley.
Hey, thanks for the follow. Is that what you call her, Pete? Sports. Let's get into some sports. So we haven't been covering the NFL very tightly. The only reason we haven't is because it's been kind of lackluster, except for there is a big story this week that came out of the NFL. What did you think of Antonio Brown's meltdown?
Not the first, not the last. I mean,
I agree.
I wasn't like when it happened. You're like, oh man. Then you think about it. You're like, it's Antonio Brown.
Right. He's past his prime anyhow. So,
I expected nothing less. And they cut him.
Yeah. Well, I know that they announced that night that he was fired, like almost like right after the game.
I was a little surprised by that announcement because, I mean,
usually there's some deliberation and things and whatever.
And did I think it was like that bad? I don't know, but it made a statement that they didn't like. So
I assumed what you would have heard is we're going to be open for trading him, not he's gone. Then again, I don't know an NFL team that would take him right now.
Yeah, I think he was lucky to get on.
If you're gonna be a fucking princess like that and like throw a little fit and whatever, we don't need you. And there's a bunch of rumors back and forth surrounding what he said is gonna be. Like there was things about that he was 8 touches away from a certain bonus and so many receiving yards away from a certain bonus and a touchdown or something away from, so it worked out to like $1 million in bonuses that he was that close to getting incentives, and they were benching him intentionally or whatever. That's what fans have said.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much there is to that. Everybody's an expert on the internet, so I don't know how that all shakes out. But
you predict he stays a millionaire for, let's say, the next 3 years?
He is going to end up doing something to keep famous. Fight Jake Paul or be on the reboot of
Next Bachelor,
Celebrity Deathmatch or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on there. How did you do what?
So I can guarantee I won't be dancing.
Yeah, I don't dance.
We don't want to bomb our podcast this early.
Yeah, I'm fat and white. There's not a whole lot of dance in this pony. What do you? How'd you finish in fantasy?
My team did really good this week, like above expectations. Chase pulled me like 55 points.
Jeez, he went off so hard on the Chiefs. It was rough. Really rough.
Don't get me wrong. I wish the Chiefs would have pulled it out, but at the same time, I freaking won my week in fantasy.
Fucking
Tyreek Hill again did nothing.
Fancy Francis, it's already bombed. Well, I mean, it is what it is. Jeremy hopping in here. F you, Kyle.
Well, at least he knows who I am.
Yeah. Oh man, who the fuck is Kyle? It's just Kyle. It's just Kyle. Philly Perk hopping in from Twitch. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Jeremy really loves me, and it's just his way of showing affection.
That's right. Okay with that. That's right. So fantasy, I think I ended up, I don't know, 4th or something in our league or something. I think I shit the bed this week, and I had a really good run towards like the end of the year, and then playoffs hit, and I'm like, Bleh. So
yeah, I'm still disappointed we don't ever do like a punishment for our league. For like the loser, I feel like we don't have to go, but you don't have to tattoo your face or anything, but
you could. Let's do that.
See, I like the idea of just getting like a dirty jock strap you have to like put on your mantle at your house for a year saying you lost.
Like the Sacco from the league or something. Yeah, for sure. I know. We talked about it a lot. We've been in this league together for probably 5 or 6 years now. I think this was our 5th year together. We definitely need to up it, but like we have so many people that don't care about it at the same time that it's kind of rough. We just need the same damn amount of commitment out of everybody, and we'll be good to go.
Jesus, if you're listening, step it up.
Yeah, no doubt. He just called it in, like Taco from the league. Just called it in. Barely changed his lineup. Did great for like 3/4 of the year.
He had solid players.
Oh yeah, he drafted so good.
I tried to give him like bottom of the barrel players for like these top league. I'm like, he'll trade. He's not even in it.
You want Ocho Cinco? Oh man,
I was trying to trade kickers for like
5-star running back RB1s. Oh man. So we got NCAA football is in playoffs right now too. We got Alabama beat out Cincinnati 27-6. Duh. And then Georgia over Michigan. I was a little bit surprised at that. I really thought Michigan was going to do a little bit better. I think that ended up being 34-11.
Do you think they mix that up though, like score wise? Do you think? I feel like Michigan should have won against Cincinnati, Georgia, Alabama.
Well, I think it was because of seeds, wasn't it?
Yeah, how they fell. But you can't tell me that's
like 1 against 4 or
yeah, but they are the ones who pick the number 2, so they have their big teams in there. Do you think there's a little?
I think there's a lot.
The best team's going to win regardless. I just think I wanted to see Michigan, Cincinnati, Alabama, Georgia.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of money that makes determinations on how this stuff goes. If I'm going to be completely honest about it, national championship games coming up January 10th. Alabama, Georgia. Who you got? Duh. Okay.
I'm gonna give it to Georgia out of spite of Alabama.
I do not see SEC not win until Nick Saban retires or moves on.
Dude's like 70, right?
It doesn't matter.
He looks like he's 50. The guy, I saw that the other day. And
you know what he doesn't do? He doesn't go to nightclubs and try to fill up underage girls like Urban Meyer. So I think he's doing just fine for himself.
Even if he did, they wouldn't fire him.
Don't get me wrong. I still hate the guy because I'm a hater, but it is what it is.
I respect the game, but I still hate him.
It's like Bill Belichick is a perfect example. I respect what Bill Belichick has done as a coach over all these years in the NFL. Do I hate the guy? Absolutely. I hate him because he is with like garbage has made playoffs. You know, like I don't know how many like non-winning seasons that the Patriots got into playoffs and then all of a sudden became unfucking stoppable and just mowed through the playoffs and got Super Bowl wins or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're a shit team up until right now.
And see, that's where I felt with Brady. When he was with the Patriots, you know, I still think he's a crybaby. I'm taking that off the table.
No, he definitely is.
But I thought, you know, any decent quarterback gets behind Patriots line with their receivers becomes an amazing quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Then he left, went to Tampa, still went to Super Bowl. And I'm like, you know what? I was wrong. He's just good.
Yeah, he's good. I will not say that he's the best. I still will not say that. He's good. If you want to like count, you know, being part of Super Bowl teams and stuff like that, yeah, okay, I understand that, you know. And 9 out of 10 times, Super Bowl MVP is a quarterback. So if you want to count awards, sure, but I just don't think he's the best quarterback to ever live, you know, play the game, whatever.
Maybe not the most exciting quarterback.
I don't know. I'd rather do I'd rather watch a lot of football and bad quarterbacks than watch him. That's enough of sports. I'm kind of over it now. Let's get into some news. You want to start it out and then I'll grab this next beer?
Absolutely.
Try and stop me.
Okay. So a hair salon in Ohio. Now this isn't like anything for me. I think it's just disgusting.
Okay.
But they won the Guinness Book of World Records for a 225-pound. Want to take a guess?
Oh yeah, no, hairball. I have the same story.
Hairball. Absolutely. I mean, it's a salon that just collected hair. I can't do hair. I think it's disgusting, but I thought it was worth mentioning.
No, they sold it to Ripley's, and then Ripley's kept it going.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Just not it.
No, I think that's gross too. I think it's super funny because it's one of the most prominent things on her body. But the second that it leaves in my body, I don't want to deal with it. I don't like it in my mouth. I don't like it on the floor. I don't like it smashed on the fucking shower walls when it's obviously not my hair.
Why do they do that?
I don't know. Like, why? Get fuck it. I don't. And then
I still pull out half a freaking drain full of it. Like
all the time. All the time. I don't get it either.
How?
It drives me crazy. I don't know. It blows my mind. Whatever. It's so gross. I bought one of those like squishy mushroom things that you put in the drain so it collects all the hair so it doesn't go down the drain. So I don't have to snake it once a year, you know? What happens? They take it out every goddamn time they take a bath or a shower, and it doesn't do its job.
It
and then oh my god, I hate it. I hate it. Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Oh,
that was a terrible accent.
Oh man, I don't know what you were talking about there, but that's pretty funny.
We're just gonna edit that out.
There's no editing that happens on this side. Okay, so this new beer that we're trying here is Merry Christmas, Happy New Year from Anchor Brewing Company out of San Francisco, California. This is their 2021 beer. It's a 7%. It was packaged on 10/12/21. So this
pretty dark.
It is definitely dark. This is like a winter warmer ale kind of style again. Nice and dark. And small tan head, but it was fast disappearing. There's a lot of coffee kind of smell to it.
Let's give it a whirl.
All right, here we go. So I'd almost call that a porter, but they definitely called it a winter warmer. I feel like it's, I mean, a winter warmer and a porter is kind of right in that same realm. But I think it's pretty decent. It's not bad.
I feel like I could be okay if I never drink it again.
You don't like that? So you haven't had a lot of stouts and porters at all.
No, I mean, it's not like I can't drink it. I just don't think I would ever go out of my way to drink it.
Okay, so what turns you off about this beer? And obviously you're still kind of new to this craft beer realm.
Yeah.
What is it that turns, what doesn't get you going on this beer? Is it the coffee flavor? Or because you're a coffee drinker, right?
No.
Okay.
I
think we talked about that. Well, there's definitely coffee.
Is it like a? I don't know. I don't want to call it bitter because that's not what it is. But it's
definitely bitter. There's bitter. It's dry, so it's probably
too that I'm just not.
It's probably they use. It tastes like chocolate in there, so they probably use cocoa powder.
I mean, you can tell it's smooth. Like it goes down. It's just.
Yep. So they either use cocoa or cocoa nibs in there. Let's see if they got any
like a little fingernail polish in there.
Just says stuff out of the Joshua tree. So I don't know. That's kind of a piney resonance. I don't know. Okay, well, shit. I didn't really look up.
They're saying stop talking about hair. You're gonna make her puke. It's your hair.
It's your hair. Caleb, what's going on? How are you? Oh man, that bar's coming together. And I said, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I mean, it's not bad. I've definitely had way worse. I've definitely had better.
Oh, I've had way worse. This is just not something not my taste buds. This
is honestly, this isn't bad as far as like craft beer is concerned. This isn't a bad one. It's a special edition one that comes out once a year from Anchor. My uncle hooked me up with this. We went to lunch this last weekend when they were still gone, and I went to lunch with him and had a couple of beers and had lunch, and then he said, "Hey, I got a couple of beers for you in the truck. This was one of them. I got the other one. Is an Irish Red that's in the fridge." So
okay,
yeah. So I was pretty stoked on it. So you got the human hair. I definitely had that too. 225 pounds. Did you say that?
Yeah.
225. Gross. I
That's
got
like an entire me.
Okay. I'm gonna be respectful as possible, and say it's maybe like a 2/3 of you. Just like it's probably a 2/3 of me, but yeah.
No.
Yeah.
8 inches.
We just talked about that on a phone call before this episode. Oh man. Okay, so a cat named Montegila was donated to a local thrift store.
Okay.
Via a chair that the family donated. So the family took this chair in to donate to the local thrift store. The cat had crawled inside it. I'm guessing the bottom was open or something, and they donated this chair.
I can't
and the
believe
cat
it didn't,
got out.
Meow and all that, because you get a cat in a car and they just lose themselves.
I don't know how. Yeah, but if you get them in the back of a truck or something, they put it up in the truck.
Yeah, but it's not like you stop the truck and they're just like, "Oh, I'm done now."
Yeah, I don't know.
I like that. I do love the name though. Like,
yeah, I don't. That's how it looked. So that's how I pronounced it. It was pretty crazy.
I mean, that's what I would name a cat.
Montegila? No, Velociraptor.
Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl. So they cornered this cat in the thrift store, and then the family came back to get this cat. And I was like, can you imagine the husband? He is not hearing the end of that.
Someone's asked what we're drinking here.
Oh, Caleb, I'm drinking this Merry Christmas, Happy New Year from Anchor Brewing Company out of San Francisco, California. It's a special edition 2021 release. Came out at the end of 2021. It's pretty delightful. I think it's pretty good. You're not much for it, but I think you're gonna tend to like that lighter stuff. I don't think you're gonna tend to like the darker beers as much. So
I can see that. I don't think I've ever had one I've really cared for, but then again, I haven't had a ton. So
there you go. So that's mine. Do you have another one?
It must be the cat's like go-to spot though. So
yeah, well, yeah, you would think. Well, okay, number one, how do you cats are drag queens anyhow?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of their thing. So you would think they would want to. They're usually right up in your business, let alone hiding in a chair. I don't know.
So next one is a mom in Philadelphia who got word that these girls were teasing her daughter at school. And so she got pictures of these girls, and granted they're underage, which is neither here nor there for that. And she got a little Photoshop, made them all nude, and then sent it to the school and all their sports teams trying to get it kicked off. Sent it to their text messages, told them to go kill themselves. I mean, a little over the top. And what I thought was most interesting about this is she didn't just send it to them like with an email and stuff. She went to like a different, when she sent it, she had like a telemarketer. She had to a different phone number. Like the only reason they even found out was they had to backtrack it to her IP address. And so she went through a lot of hoops just to try to make it, like she put some time and thought and, first degree murder type stuff.
That's so crazy.
And
that I feel like that's a lot of okay. Then again, anymore, your parents talking to the school or your parents trying to talk to other parents is like social suicide for your kids, right? Like that's like the worst thing you can do anymore. Just about that's like the worst thing you can do for a kid is like try to talk to the parents or whatever. And because it never works out that way. So, Lowbrow Fro, what's going on? How are you? And so, yeah, I don't know. I think that's super bad. Oh, Caleb says he saw it. Total Wine and passed on it. I don't know. I don't know that that's the right way to go about it. That's an interesting way to go about it.
I think there's other ways I might have handled it, but going and making underage girls look naked is probably not one of them.
Kudos on the Photoshop, though. I mean, Photoshop is a hard program to get your head around.
They needed law enforcement to prove it was fake. So she must be. I just picture her bedroom with like a board with all those pins on it and strings and like blotting out their demise.
Who has hurt my daughter?
Always pinned back to her.
Yikes. Oh man, it's gonna be the new like
5-year-old nephew called her a stinky butt. Like, oh yeah,
oh yeah,
pin it.
Oh man, it's gonna be the new season of 13 Reasons Why. Is gonna be that gal blowing up the school with all that stuff. I got a short one. That I think is just completely fucking asinine. Okay,
let's talk about the news article though.
Oh yeah. Hey. A cornflake in the shape of Illinois sold on eBay. $1,350.
Stupid. How is there people out there like?
I don't know.
I'm gonna go buy 6 bags of cornflakes to find out which state they look like. It's like some on eBay now.
So these two gals found this cornflake, put it up for auction on eBay, and a guy that owns a trivia. Like a trivia thing in Texas bought it and added it because he wanted some kind of cereal thing in a traveling museum. $1,350. Okay, number one, I am not paying $1,300 for any food item, period. You could tell me that it's a piece of cake
Caviar
that gives you orgasms. You can tell. I don't care. I'm not paying $1,350 for a piece of food at all. Not happening. But not alone that, you're not going to consume this. You're not going to. All it is going in like a box, and then I think
Could
it's
you
so
not
stupid.
like prior to drying it out? I mean, it's a cornflake. Could you not stamp it, then throw it through the machine and like, look, I have Nebraska.
I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'm sure all that stuff is like baked or something like that. But
this is Jesus. You know, I feel like
but see, that's
Elvis Presley. I mean,
that goes along the same lines of like Jesus toast and all this crap. It's like, why would you? Okay, you know what? If I find a chicken nugget that looks like, fucking Texas or whatever, I'd be like, oh, cool. Bloop. Like I don't give a shit if it could be like a like size replica of mine, and I'm be like, oh, cool, cut it up, and then I don't care. I think it's so stupid that people do that and go out of their way to spend money on just stupid shit like
if
that.
You just have money, you have money.
I guess I don't
know if I would try to make a traveling museum if I was rich. So
yeah, I don't.
But to each his own.
Makes my brain hurt. What do you got? Do you have any more? Are you going?
No, that's it.
Let's go into this. So we're gonna explain this this segment again. Kyle's idea is
unlikely laws.
Unlikely laws. So it's weird laws in states in non-alphabetical order after last week.
Well, it's up for debate. Alabama's a little backwards, so I thought I'd put them second.
Oh man, he tells me, okay, we're gonna do these state laws in alphabetical order, and I'm like, okay, cool. He goes, we're gonna do Alaska first. And at first, I didn't think nothing of it, but then as he's like kind of going through and getting this ready, he's like, all right, we're gonna do states in alphabetical order, and he's like Alaska, and I was like, bro, I don't know if you know this, but that's not the first state alphabetically at all.
No,
and they teach us a song in school where about
first grade.
I remember the whole song and I can sing it in like less than 30 seconds. Still,
we got all the time in the world.
Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, Ohio, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming. Boom.
Did you say Oklahoma?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. It was in there somewhere.
Well, I'm going to go back.
I'm just saying, like, I remember that song vividly.
Because you were probably asking like a field sobriety test to name all 50 states. So you just started memorizing it.
It wasn't that. It was, I used to do it at parties and make money at parties. Like, I bet you $10 I can say all 50 states. Well, bullshit. And I just remembered the song. It's just a stupid song.
$10 I can name all their capitals in under a second.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I can. Ah!
Oh, man, you got me.
Your sounds a Family Guy episode.
Oh.
You ever name all 50 states in a second? Ah!
Rapid Dave coming in on the TikTok. What's up, man?
Okay, let's get into it. Okay, we got unlikely laws. We are going to Alabama.
Okay.
And so some of them I do have the backstory to, which some of them I thought was really interesting.
Okay.
You don't know the backstory to these.
I don't know anything about these states.
So this one doesn't have a backstory. I just want to put it. It's illegal to impersonate a priest in Alabama. I mean,
how many times have you tried to marry siblings in Alabama and you're like, no, I'm a priest, baby?
No, they do have laws so that you can marry, you're protected from marrying a cousin, but they don't want a bunch of chinos running around.
I guess, yeah. You can't do that.
I can't imagine what it would,
You can't marry nephews. I
guess maybe I could assume maybe someone was like trying to get offerings or something.
Oh, maybe.
That would be my hunch on that. I don't have the backstory. This one I do have the backstory on, and if you think about it, it's stupid, but it's logical.
Okay.
Mobile, Alabama, it is illegal to wear high heels. Why do you think that is?
In Mobile, Alabama?
Yeah, it's just specific to a town, but it's illegal to high heels. It's not.
I don't know, because it's asphalt, like asphalt roads or something, or what?
I mean, you're on the right path. So the city had uneven streets, and they feared a lawsuit, so they just made it illegal to have high heels. They thought someone would trip, fall, break their ankle, and sue the city.
Okay.
So
I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking along the lines of it's hot in Alabama. Asphalt. Okay. So asphalt. If you have a small foot, like a small footpath or whatever, a lot of pressure, you'll go right.
I had to happen. I parked my motorcycle once, put my kickstand down.
Yeah.
Didn't think about it.
And that's
walked off, and I came back. I'm like, my motorcycle was like, it was about to go over.
Yep. And I used to make pucks for when I had my motorcycle back in the day. I used to have pucks that I would put underneath the kickstand for that same thing.
But no, they just feared lawsuits, so they did that. This doesn't really have a backstory. It's kind of just an interesting thing. There apparently is a reason, but it's illegal to tie an alligator to a fire hydrant.
I mean,
so I don't know the specific instance, but do you know why that would be?
For fire hazard stuff, like so.
Fire breathing alligators.
That's not why. That's not why. Get out of here. That's not why.
Those are called dragons, Shane.
The only thing I can guess in a realistic reason is because at one time it happened and there was a fire and there was an alligator. And so the guy wasn't going to go to that hydrant because there was an alligator.
So when I first read it, I imagined someone like tying like hostage up alligator to a hydrant. I'm like, what? But
wait a minute. You went full cartoon. You went like tying up an
like they just
like Batman gets tied up by the Joker.
To a pole and...
What the fuck?
Well, what else would tie up mean, right?
Like with a leash, like if you like tie up a horse.
Well, that's exactly what it was.
Well, yeah, because it doesn't make sense. Number one. Only small alligators are able to do this, or they have really tall fire hydrants because they're not small.
I thought it'd be a great practical joke to grab an alligator and start tying them up to fire hydrants.
You'll never catch me, alligator. What?
See you later, alligator.
What the fuck? Oh, man.
But I imagine someone just took their alligator for a walk, left it tied up, and nipped at someone's leg.
Oh, man. We got Fancy Francis in here. It is legal to rob someone in Texas if you give them 24-hour notice.
Well, with that being said, Texas, you're on notice.
Oh, man. Oh, that's super funny. I'm going to look that up. If that's real, oh, man. We're going to have a whole thing about that next episode.
So, don't have backstory. Flicking your boogers is illegal. I imagine just flicked and someone caught it in their mouth or something.
In Alabama?
Yeah.
I
think that. This one I do have a backstory for. So throwing salt can lead to your execution. Not only is it illegal, but you could be executed in Alabama for throwing salt.
First time offense?
They might have a little leeway today.
Throwing salt, huh?
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
Railroads. It has to deal with the railroads.
Throwing salt, though?
Throwing salt.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Anyone else have any guesses? I mean, we should open it up.
Yeah, I don't know. If you guys got a guess, let me know what you guys think. Throwing salt is illegal in Alabama.
With punishable by execution. Specifically has to do with the railroads.
Like blocks of salt, maybe? Because you could...
Salt in general. Could be blocks.
Oh, weird.
Whatever, but salt in general.
I mean... There's not a lot of snowmen in Alabama, so I don't know what else it could be.
Okay.
On and off the field. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for hopping in here. Fucking love these guys, he says.
When you're looking at it, you got to think way back. This isn't current today.
Yeah, okay.
And so they're a free-range state. And so they had cattle that could just walk around, whatever. Okay. And they thought if you put salt out near the tracks and stuff, you start losing your livestock because the cattle would start coming to eat at the railroad tracks.
Okay.
And then get hit by a train.
Okay.
And so that's why they made it illegal, specifically because they didn't want trains to be taken out. It was basically like stealing a horse,
Oh, I got what you're saying.
So they thought people would throw salt out to try to lure the cattle into just getting smoked by a train.
I mean,
it's out there, but it's a law. It's there.
It's only illegal in Alabama. I'm willing to test this theory.
I mean, Nebraska's a free range state.
Oh,
we just have a bunch of fences, but
I mean,
don't know the backstory to this. I would love to know it.
Okay.
Loving a porcupine can get you in jail.
Whoa. Okay. Now, are we talking in a matrimonial sense? Or are we talking in a coital sense? Because
I don't know. I
mean, there's probably that one guy at the bar who's like, you know what? I fucked a porcupine once.
If you do marry, some girls like, I married a real prick, and you're like, oh yeah, you say it about all men. Like, oh no, it was a real prick.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just weird. Another one, don't know the backstory. Makes a ton of sense. The fact that they even had to make the law baffles me. You cannot drive blindfolded.
Okay. I mean, thanks for throwing that in there.
Okay. So there is a backstory to this one. Bear wrestling is illegal. It's illegal to wrestle bears.
Oh, that's bullshit. All right.
No.
I'll wrestle a bear.
I know. Ponderosa Club, Terrible Ted. That pretty much gives it away if you know anything about Terrible Ted or Ponderosa.
Yeah. I've heard of it definitely before.
They had Terrible Ted is the bear. That's the bear's name. And a local bar had bear wrestling tournaments. And whoever wrestled the bear the most or won, you got like $100. But like, I would give him the fact that it's a little. It is not a little. It is inhumane to the fact where they did surgical procedures to take rid of the claws and the teeth, so that it's just a gummy bear. And
okay. So I don't even want to. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not gonna. You there, bear fucker? Do you need some assistance? Are you in danger? Do you need some help? You bear fucker? I kept wrestling the bear. No, you're not. You're trying to stick your dick in the bear's mouth.
I feel like they should have just made it illegal to do the surgery. They did make it illegal for the surgeries and stuff on the bear.
Okay.
But it's like, let him keep his teeth and claws then and then still do it. Like, let him wrestle it.
Welcome to Thunderdome, bitch.
Did the WWE start in Alabama?
Oh, man.
Okay. I got one more. One more
okay.
law from Alabama, and I do know the backstory on it, and it is pretty interesting.
Okay.
You cannot, it's illegal to have ice cream in your back pocket.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be?
Let's see. What kind of hint do I want to give you for this? Thieves.
Oh, so they would take frozen ice cream bars and put it in their back pocket and try to walk out of stores or what?
So, okay, go back to longer time ago before really Wild Wild West.
Okay. But it's ice cream. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay. So they would put ice cream in their back pocket to lure horses away.
Oh.
So that they weren't stealing the horses. The horses were just
following.
Did you know that?
So here's this is a random thing that goes along with this. Did you know that ice cream was used as currency during the war for a long time? So back in, I want to say in the First World War, they used, because only certain ships had the capability of holding and keeping ice cream. And so they would use it as a barter system. And so they would trade ammunition between ships and stuff like that for fucking ice cream.
I mean, listen,
because
it's
it would
worth
help.
it, right?
It would help. It would help ship morale and stuff like that. And yeah.
Well, if you're gonna talk about interesting facts with ice cream, ice cream.
Where the fuck did we get ice cream?
The Ringer. I love that movie. but I think it's funny every time I go to a Chinese restaurant and stuff because they got fortune cookies, right?
Yeah.
And then you go to like Dairy Queen or any other like Golden Corral stuff like that. They got the ice cream machine and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But ice cream is actually more invented in China, and fortune cookies were definitely invented in America.
the United States. Yeah.
So, and now it goes back to like a emperor back in like friggin' 1 BC.
Oh, okay.
Like had his men go up in the mountains to get. So there might be snow cones technically.
Oh, okay.
But that's where the idea came from for ice cream.
Okay. Dage is in here. Dage Detter Music. What's going on? Thanks for hopping in here and seeing us do all of our shenanigan stuff. Finish that one off and let's get into this next one. So this next beer is an interesting one. This is a blueberry wheat beer from Highway 14. It's called the Blues. It's a crazy color. So it's for everybody just listening at home, I would call this color burgundy, probably, right?
Burgundy.
It smells of
elderberry.
No, what is that? High European leather. No, I was thinking of like rich mahogany and. But no, it's like definitely like a crystal clear maroon color with a pink, like a 1 finger tall pink head on it. It's pretty wild. But
I won't lie though. Like,
definitely smells like blueberries.
Every time we pull something from Highway 14, I do get a little excited because I don't think I've ever had really a bad drink from them.
Oh yeah,
I like most of them. I get pretty excited.
Yeah, Greg and Drew do a great job over there. You ready for this one? I think you're gonna like this one. I have a sneaking suspicion. Right, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So you get it's not pink, it's red. No, I'm talking about the Miranda Dutter's in here. I'm talking about this foam head is pink. This is definitely like a maroon or like a burgundy color. But yeah, no, the foam is definitely pink, has like a pink hue to it.
I'm not really a huge
that is
Mrs.
Dage Detter. She puts up with all of his shit. Okay, so we're done with laws. Getting into some freaky facts, whatever, strange and unusual facts that the world has going on. I've got a couple for you. You got a couple, right? So let's. I'll get into my first one. Okay. So this one just made me laugh. I saw this report. I thought it was funny. You are more likely to get a computer virus from a religious website than you are a pornographic one. So they did a study. They went through. They visited a bunch of the stuff. It comes down to the average security risk on a religious website averaged out to 115 per website. The average porn site was 25.
Wow.
So you are almost 5 times more likely to get a virus from a religious website than you are a pornographic one.
I mean, that's weird. I don't get that one.
Isn't it kind of crazy? And I don't know why. Maybe it's because they don't put the same amount of security into their websites to start with. You know what I mean? Maybe that makes them more prone. Where like the pornography,
their viruses pull up pornography.
And so like and then pornography probably it's a really lucrative business. They probably have a lot more money to spend on spend on that kind of thing. Your wife's in here. That's why I follow Kyle. He always puts ice cream in his back pockets. Good for you, I guess.
Kids follow me around too.
It's the craziest thing. Random Data says, I got a fact too. Whales have the world's largest penis. We know this. And they don't have the world's largest penis.
Why would you call me a whale?
I was gonna say they don't have the largest penis. They have the second largest penis, followed behind yours truly.
You know what? I wouldn't even want it though.
No, absolutely not.
No.
I mean, number one, it is 20 something feet or something ridiculous like that. Number one, you don't need any of that unless it's wrapped around you like this is all dick. Like
water on a wheelbarrow.
Just well, I think there's not enough blood flow in your body to get anything, any way, shape, or form, hard. It's a terrible thing.
Wouldn't even matter. How you doing over there?
Dage hopping in here with next to mine. Of course he did. Husband and wife battle. Welcome to the show.
So Sarah St. Ew, let me tell you something that I found out tonight that I find super interesting.
Okay.
Do you know what the dot on top of an I, a lowercase I and a lowercase j?
Okay.
Do you know what that is? That little dot is?
No.
It's called a tittle.
Of course. Yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Backstory. Story time. Hashtag story time. Miss Kyle does not like the word tits. And we're going to say it on the podcast just for her. She doesn't like the word tits. And so you finding that out is fantastic. Now I'm going to have random facts associated with the tittle. Oh, yes. Let's go. Oh, man. That just made my whole night. It really did. Bourbon NYC in here. Ron Burgundy. Wow. Well, that's
okay.
That's pretty fantastic.
I was pretty excited with this. We can teach the kids this one, right?
Do you know what the end of a shoelace is called an aglet? Did you know that?
Actually, is it the end or is it the actual circles that they go through the?
No.
Okay.
No. I want to say that the end is called an aglet.
You're probably right because I was thinking it was a little circle.
Go ahead. That's an islet, I think.
Goosebumps. Little
yep.
bumps you get. We have them to ward off predators.
Sure we do.
That's what scientists believe because our ancestors were a lot hairier than us.
So it would perk
so
up.
So they thought that it would perk our fur up and make us look bigger.
I have something kind of like that. But it's only one thing that gets hard and it doesn't, I mean, it wards off certain things. But.
Yeah, girls.
Hey, listen. Only for a short period of my life. Other than that, it's kind of been an in and out kind of situation.
Buddy.
Siri hates the podcast now. Well, imagine that. Don't worry, it'll come back around. Okay, sunglasses were originally made out of smoked quartz back in 12th century China. Why do you think the original idea for sunglasses was?
Smoked quartz back in China?
So,
would they start welding?
They were originally made because judges used to wear them, and it would mask their emotions when they were questioning people on the stand.
Oh, please, it was China, so they didn't question no one. Guilty, death, out.
This is what I want to know. How can you tell any kind of emotion out of? Never mind.
Oh my gosh.
I just had I had to go there. It was one of those things. I was thinking in the back of my mind. I was like, really? I don't think sunglasses are doing that.
You are terrible. I'm not associated with him.
Jay's always selling. You know what your podcast needs? A sponsor. Yeah, I know. I'll talk to him about it after the show. Okay, that's what I got for Freaky Facts. What do you got? You got one more?
So I didn't actually know this about Fort Knox in and of itself. I don't know what I thought Fort Knox would look like, but it has a vault that has all the gold in it.
Okay.
And not one person knows how to open the entire vault. So, like, there's 10 steps to open the vault, and there's 10 different people who know one step of that process.
Oh, so like it's so once that person's probably reaches their end of their time of doing it.
Like, I know how to get the number. Well, I know how to turn the, and I know how to.
Oh, wow.
So not one person knows start to finish of how to open the vault.
That's interesting. Has it ever been broken into before?
Yeah, by the U.S. government.
Well, okay.
I don't know what I pictured in my head, but I don't know, like a fort just filled with gold, and I mean, it's not like they don't have it, locked down with guards and everything anyway. So I don't know why I was expecting it all to be in some giant vault.
I mean, that makes sense, but that's kind of interesting though. But I like that's kind of a fun bit of tidbit. Yeah, it's cool. I like that. Dave Jetter hopping in here with haha, love you guys. Always gotta grind. Hey man, thanks for the share. Yeah, man.
I got one more fact on there too.
Oh, go ahead.
Which I don't understand it. Ladybugs defend themselves by bleeding from their knees. How does the bleeding from your knees defend you? Like someone like, I'm going to eat you. No, you're not.
The only thing I can guess is it either did like if something's eating it, it's a bad taste, and it like makes them drop it, or it makes them slippery. It would be like our natural defense is like jizzing all over, so we become super slippery and we can slip away from it.
I mean,
that's interesting.
Bleeding so you don't get AIDS. Been working for many years for.
Yeah, I guess that's
gender.
Bugs are cool. Bugs are super wild. So here's another weird bug fact: is there's a type of, I think we talked about this, the murder hornet thing. So those actually came from like China or something like that. Yeah, there's a type of bumblebee that those attack all the time, right? Those like murder hornets attack this certain type of bumblebee. Well, this bumblebee has developed its own type of like defense system. What it can do is its body temperature can withstand a higher body temperature than the murder hornet. So what happens is when this hornet comes in to like attack them, the whole colony surrounds the murder hornet and like vibrate, and they build up the internal temperature inside the ball so hot that it cooks the murder hornet from the inside out. But the bees are okay because the bees can withstand the higher body temperature.
Okay.
Isn't that super wild?
That's a little weird.
Yeah, but I mean,
there's an easier way to like adapt.
I mean, I don't know. I just know that that's what it is.
You think it all started because like the bees were just talking mad crap on the murder hornets and like, fine, I'm going to murder you.
Scarlett's over here. I know you guys can't see us on TikTok. The only thing is the problem with TikTok is I have to be able to see this phone. And so that's why you're as close as you are. Sorry about the bad eyesight. I don't know. So you guys just catch part of it.
Hang in there.
You can, if you are watching us on TikTok, you can definitely go over and catch us on Facebook and Twitch and no, it's Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all at the same time, all live right now too. And you can, especially if you go over to Twitch, you get channel points. You can cash those in for fun things, and absolutely. So that's the wrap on Freaky Facts, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're into Would You Rather. So we talked about this. We were in a hurry before the show. We had no Would You Rathers 10 minutes before the show. You're driving here. I'm trying to come up with everything. And it's so I came up with some good Would You Rathers.
Okay.
You're going to answer them first. I'll answer them second.
Told me yet.
Okay, here we go. Here's the super easy one. Super easy one. Would you rather play in your favorite band or play for your favorite sports team? That's an easy one.
Sports team.
You think sports team?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your reasoning behind it? And what team?
One, just I can't sing or play an instrument, so that doesn't really bother me.
Okay.
But 2-1, I love playing sports in general. And now, like, my answer wouldn't have changed, but this is like back in my prime where we talk about today.
Whatever. Either way.
Because I would still, like, if I go back to, college years, back in my prime when I was playing rugby and stuff, I would have switched over and to, like, walk on at the Huskers.
Okay, there you go. And then
they were
they were good then.
They were, we had Pliny, so we were at least doing 9.
Yeah, right.
But sports team for sure.
Okay. My choice is band. I love music. I still listen to vinyl all the time. I love diving deep into music. I used to play back in the day. I don't play a lot anymore, but I'd love to be part of, like, arguably my favorite band back in the day was Blink-182. It's still one of my favorite bands. I would have loved to play for that band, especially back in the day, especially like Warped Tour days and stuff like that when everything was crazy. And they were like the thing that was like the height of pop punk was Blink-182. I would have loved to play back in the day for them. That's my thing.
Okay.
Because in money and girls, musical artists over sports player 9 out of 10 times easy.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I mean, Gene Simmons, that's the ugliest guy on the planet and has bedded down 30,000 women or some ridiculous number, Okay, so what do we got here? Okay, Sari popped in with one. Would you rather do a podcast with Tasha or Kyle? To me, I would probably still rather do a podcast with Kyle. I love her to death. She's, my girlfriend, one of my best friends. I'm not going to be like mushy and say she's my best friend. She knows different. And, but I would do a podcast with her. I think it'd be fun to do a podcast with her. She has a interesting way of looking at the world and stuff like that. And I would enjoy that. But, we have this kind of cool thing that goes back and forth, and we've been really good friends. And I don't have to watch myself around Kyle or what I say and stuff like that.
I don't get angry at him and not tell him.
Stuff like that. So
stomp around for a while.
So there's definitely a reason for it. Sports team because I suck at music. Miranda says. Miranda says Team Tasha. To be completely honest, it'd still be Kyle. Probably out of all my friends, it'd be Kyle. That's and I definitely, my friend group's quite a bit bigger than yours.
Yeah.
It's still be.
Call me unpopular in front of everyone.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, you keep your friend group pretty tight. I am friends with a lot of people, is what I meant. Out of all those people, I'd still probably rather have a podcast with you than anybody else. That's why we made this a thing. Just because we're really good about being the two guys that if we're a part of a group or whatever, we're the ones that have like the quick zingers and the quick, like anecdotes and stuff like that. We have another friend that's really good about it too.
Polar opposites.
But it works out really well for us. So, okay, here we go.
I think if you both agreed on everything too, it would make your podcast a little more.
Yeah,
I don't want to say boring, but it'd be harder to keep it going.
Yeah. Okay, so here you go. If you die tomorrow, would you rather your mom come in and see you dead and naked in your current position, or would you rather your wife look at your browser history and your text to all your buddies?
I don't know if anyone would matter. I mean, I basically tell her everything my text is my buddies anyway. But I don't think anyone would bother me. But I would say my wife can see my browser history and see my text with my bud. I mean, not that my mom hasn't seen me naked before, but
it's been a bit. It's probably been a bit.
I mean, at that point, I don't know if I really care one way or the other. I mean, I'm dead. So,
so I'm actually gonna go opposite of you, and the only reason why I say that is because, I would rather my mom see me than the browser history stuff. Number one, there's times where I get on some weird tangents and I look up some weird stuff, and it's not necessarily like bad in nature, okay? Don't paint this like grotesque picture of me. But sometimes it gets weird, right? Because I want answers to things. I'm a guy that likes to find out answers to things. And so if I find like a weird piece of like information out there, I will deep dive to try to figure out that thing or find the answer or like figure out why it is what it is. That's what I like to do on the internet. So sometimes there are some weird things that you look up to get the answer for things.
Foreplay with walrus sounds.
No. Walrus blubber? That's a different story. No, so there's that. But I have a certain type of humor. You know this just as well as I do. And there's 100 times that I will definitely disclose whatever I'm talking about. Sasha, no problem. There is that one time where I'll say something for a laugh that, if read later on, would be terrible.
Oh,
if you don't know the context.
I could never run for political office.
No. So there's that, to the point where I think that I would rather her have a better picture of me in her memory. And my mom and I are like an open book. My mom is like my biggest fan, whatever. She knows I'm fat and white and hairy. I don't think there's any surprises there if that's what she sees.
Come in and kick it.
So, well, that's impressive, and then just be like, let's put him on a tarp. Let's go. It'd be way easier, and don't get me wrong. I let Tasha go through my phone. I don't keep anything from her. However, I think if I was not there to like spell out context of certain things or go, no, listen, I said that for laughs. It's not, there would be some stuff that could be incriminating, whatever. So, yeah, no, Sari's in here. Would you have Tosh read your text messages? Absolutely. I would. It's one of those things. If I could be there and say, hey, listen, that was under, because of this or whatever, there's times.
That wasn't me. That was the alcohol.
Or not even that. I don't ever say anything bad about her, but I'll make like a joke about, say, women in general. I'm terrible about that. Call me a misogynist asshole. I don't care. But I'll say a joke, and she has a tendency, for sure, of turning things around in a bad way. If she doesn't understand what I'm talking about, it could be bad. So, and I'm not saying it happens all the time, but if you deep dive through 10,000 text messages, there's probably a one or two in there that are probably not colorful and not in the whatever. So go sports, Ryan. So hey, while we're on this, before we go further on this, would you rather? I got an opportunity to do a different type of fantasy league, and I kind of wanted to talk about it.
Okay.
So, have you ever heard of the show RuPaul's Drag Race?
No.
So, RuPaul's Drag Race is about drag queens doing like some kind of a show where they like compete against each other. Like some chick named like You Want to Feel a Hot Ass or something like that against, Joe, aka Susie Big Tits or whatever, whatever. Tittles, whatever. And so there's a show about it. Well, there's a fantasy league based around it too, where you can pick 5 drag queens or whatever, and then you get points based on things that they do throughout the episode and how far they go on this thing. I became part of this fantasy league.
Of course you did.
Well, because I got asked, and I was like, kind of like, I'm like, I mean, that's not my thing, whatever. If I got invited with a group of people to go do like a drag show or whatever, I'd go because they're fun, it's upbeat, whatever. I don't care, And so I was like, sure, whatever. And then they're like, well, do you really want to be part of it? And I was like, yeah, I mean, it'll be fun, and it's not like I have any kind of knowledge base that like helps me like figure out this. So it's kind of like you had like a spreadsheet of like 15 characters or men, women, whatever, drag queens to pick from. You picked based solely on name, which 5 you want, and then you get your points based on. And I don't know what like any of the criteria are. I will fill you in next episode.
Okay.
But it makes me to where like I'm like, okay, well, I know what my 5 are. I picked a couple of one of them that her nickname is the Snack, or their name is the Snack. So I picked 5 that I thought the names were cool on or whatever. Willow Pill was one. There was a couple others. And so I picked 5, and then I'll see later on what the criteria are and like what you get points based on. I have no idea. It's like I don't know if like the man voice comes out, like if that's points. I don't know.
Sure, how like gotta be makeup.
I don't know. So
like long jumping hills.
I'm kind of excited just to see what it comes out to, because like it's just like I was like, you know what, this sounds fun and random and whatever. So Fancy Francis in here with the I'm glad you joined. He is the proprietor of this league. So yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a fun kind of random ass idea. So I was like, yeah, let's roll with it. I'm cool with it. I got one more. I got one more. Would you rather? Okay.
Why'd you laugh?
Oh, because so I want you to picture the movie Little Nicky. Okay.
Okay.
Do you remember what Hitler's punishment was every day?
So
Hitler's punishment was that the devil shoved a pineapple up his ass.
Okay.
And he always, he had to pick the pineapple, and he always tried to pick the small one. He's like, better, whatever. Here's my question for you. You're in hell. You have to pick between 2 items. Do you pick a 10-pound pineapple or a full rose bush as your punishment daily? Or we can make this on Earth. Say you fall off of a porch and there is 2 things there. Would you rather
I feel like it would have to be the pineapple.
I would feel like it would have to be the pineapple as well.
I mean, those rose bushes are pretty big. You got the thorns.
I think it would, I think it would be painful. I think it would be uber painful. But so
like
would a pineapple
smell better?
I mean, with a pineapple or a rose? I mean, probably both a little bit.
Yeah.
Pineapple. Ryan says pineapple. Yeah, pineapple all day long. And you got something for a smoothie afterwards. I mean, oh, hold on. I got one other one here that we're going to talk about. I put out a question to all of our buddies today. What was that question? Do you remember? Can you kill a deer with a potato gun?
Oh, yeah. I answered it.
Can you? So, for people that don't know, a potato cannon, a potato gun is usually made out of PVC. You buy a couple of different sizes of PVC, you put it together. You usually have like a small propane tank, right? Or
hairspray or whatever.
And then you spray hairspray down with a little bit of ignition. You stuff a potato in there and you ignite that in a certain way. You ignite that potato gun and it expels the potato at a crazy speed.
Yeah.
And whatever. I was wondering if you could kill a deer with a potato gun.
And I said 100% if you could do modifications.
So you were talking at least steel steel
You have
shaft.
to have a steel shaft just because the PVC would explode for the pressure you're going to need.
Okay. So you're talking typical how we make potato guns.
By the time I'm done, it's basically like a pumpkin cannon.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't think even close range a potato gun? I've seen
Can we at
potatoes.
least freeze the potato?
Sure. Okay.
I think
I
we
guess.
get a headshot with it because if you get a headshot, like
I tell you what. I took a frozen paintball to the neck one time, and I had a welt for 2 weeks. It was unimaginable pain. Like, it was really, really bad. This kid that we invited to go out paintball with us
one time.
froze one time. Froze his paintballs and hit 3 of us in non-protected areas. So mine went between my chest protection and my mask and hit my neck, right here on the side of my neck, and cut the skin and bruised, and my whole neck was like purple for easy 2 weeks. Easy. And then the other one was like a leg hit and whatever, and they were big, huge welts. Ridiculous. I think an unmodified potato gun, like a regular run-of-the-mill potato gun with an unmodified potato, close range, within 5 yards, if you shot it in the heart, the kill shot.
I think you might break a rib, but I don't think you'd kill it.
Yeah, I don't
How
know.
many people do you think have probably been shot by one already?
By potato gun?
Yeah.
God, there can't be a ton of them, I don't think. Maybe, but that's all. I've seen potato gun shoot, 200 feet in the air. I don't know.
Well, give me a sec. I'll just look it up.
This is the longest podcast we've ever done. We're like almost an hour and 30. It is what it is. Dave says, I want to say yes, but it's close.
No, we start 10 minutes late.
If you're close, he says. I don't know. Number one, I think taking a potato out of a potato gun would be vicious. Oh no, we got a video. If you want your taxes done right. So okay, what about if you shot? So if you this is a verse
potato gun versus a head. So I mean, it's got to be.
Yeah, but a human head is different. I think it'd probably blow a hole in the head. But look at their stuff. That doesn't look PVC to me. That looks.
Yeah, they'd modify no, that's PVC.
Maybe
they just
it is.
Painted it.
Mississippi. Are we going to arc it up again? Yes. Okay, so it's about a 45-degree angle. Yeah.
So where's the headshot here?
There we go. Here we go.
See, that one looks like a pussy one. The one I remember from when I was a kid, that thing had to go 200 feet in the air. I don't know. I think if it was if it's close, I agree with that wholeheartedly. It would have to be.
They can't get any closer than this.
No, I know, but I mean, yeah, and I bet it's gonna fracture the skull and everything. I bet it's gonna be nuts.
Ready?
Wish we could show it up here.
Oh man! The thing went flying back at us, and it took out the head. Dead.
Yeah, see, definitely dead. There's
So
blood
it shot
everywhere.
right through his eyeball.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Okay, so they shot it right into his eyeball and fractured the eye socket.
I don't know. Brandon, thanks for hopping in here. We're getting to the end of this. So that's the end of that one. I think you kill the deer with a potato gun. I think depending on the potato gun you made, I think you definitely kill the deer.
I'll take one out and figure it out.
You know what? If you kill the deer with a potato gun, you're halfway to dinner. You have a side right there and the main meat protein. You're good to go. You just need some like veggies, and you're like fucking. There you go, out of the way. And you didn't have anything, so let's get into the last one. You had what grinds my gears this week that came up earlier this week. Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, I do. And I hope they're watching.
Okay, go ahead.
Ford, if you're out there, you suck. I have a huge issue with the designers of any Ford vehicle at all because they never had to work on them, even though they always break down. So
fill them in about your story. You have a Ford Excursion, right? Or
Expedition.
Expedition.
99 heater core went out, and granted, I didn't think it was going to be easy to start with, but I've had to take out at least 70 plus screws. Took out a whole dash, the center console, dropped the steering wheel, unplugged everything, took an air bag out just so I could open the dash 12 inches and could squeeze my hand back there to kind of work on it. It was terrible. But this is like the fourth thing that's went wrong with this truck already. And the other ones I paid a mechanic to because I wasn't even going to try to touch it. Like nothing on there is easy to get to.
Dage hopping in here with, just looked. If it can kill a human, it can kill a deer. Love Google. Yeah, I agree with that. Like I said, it would have to be it'd have to be the perfect shot. You'd have to be close range. I think there's a lot of determining factors around it.
Yeah,
I think you could definitely kill a deer with a potato gun, though. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to try it, but I definitely have killed at least a ground squirrel with a potato gun one time. That was pretty epic.
What's your grinding gears?
Okay, so I'm at a gas station. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna save this one. I've got one for you that irritates me more than anything. In Nebraska, up until recently, the only way that you could gamble is the Nebraska State Lottery.
Yeah.
Scratch tickets, pickle cards, and Powerball. I will be damned if during my fucking morning because every morning I go to the gas station, I usually grab a Mountain Dew and something to eat for breakfast. I know it's terrible. It is what it is. Every damn morning, I am stuck behind some 90-year-old woman with 5 Powerball cards and 3 scratch-offs that wants to go through and squint her eyes at the case and try to figure out what damn lottery thing they want next.
I think I got some nickels.
Oh my God. If I had to sit behind Mildred Brokowski one more time, it's a fake name, people. One more time as she picks out 20 or 30 scratch-off tickets out of the case at fucking 8 o'clock in the morning. Like Murder, She Wrote's on. Stay the fuck home. Wait until 10 o'clock when nobody's in the damn gas station. The rest of us got shit to do. But no, every damn morning, I'm always stuck behind some gal that's either cashing in 10 fucking Powerballs and getting told that none of them won, or scratch tickets or something. I wish there was, there's a thing where they can check them beforehand. They don't do that
at stores. Like when I go to a grocery store to get something, if there's 3 lines, I pick the wrong line every time.
Every time.
We need a price check. Never mind.
Here we go. Here's another one. I went to Walmart after Christmas. Don't get me wrong. It was 2 days after Christmas, 3 days after Christmas. And the entire Walmart has 3 or 4 actual people still working, okay? That are working on have lanes open or whatever. I want to say 3. And then there's all these self-checkouts. Both sides of the store full of self-checkouts. There's probably 20 aside now. Card only. What am I packing? Cash. So what do I got to do? I got to stand in one of 4 fucking lines for 35 minutes for 2 fucking items. I put my items back and I walked out of the store. I was so over it. There was so many people in there anyhow because it was a busy weekend or whatever. But I'm okay, here I am sitting with all this cash in my pocket. I didn't have a ton of cash. You know what I mean? But it was cash only. I didn't want to use my card. I'm paying with cash. That's what I have in my pocket. Currency is not good enough in America anymore. You have to use electronic currency. And, I'm
implanted in your hand soon enough.
Oh, that's fine. I'll drag my dick across the fucking register if it pays for my shit.
What's this one here?
So this last beer that we're going to consume on our way out is called Mallow Out. Okay, so this is a marshmallow. This is a marshmallow style winter lager kind of thing. So you getting marshmallow, heavy marshmallow, like lots of sweet. This is a 5.1% ABV, kind of a lighter one.
Who brewed this one?
Highway 14. This is a Highway 14 one. So that's why you can tell it's heavy on the aroma. Like they're really good about being like super aroma forward. So this is a darker one, but go ahead. I take that back. This is a brown ale. So you get it in the back end. Do you kind of taste it now in the back end? Like
I'm not like confused or dissatisfied with the taste. I guess I'm confused in the fact that how do you get a marshmallow flavor? I taste the marshmallow.
Okay, so this is a brown ale, by the way. Sorry that I said that wrong. But this is a brown ale. How do you get marshmallow flavor? You put pounds and pounds and pounds of marshmallow in the boil. So a process. Yeah. There's a boil process. There's a cool down process. Whatever. So before you cold crash it, during the boil, you put pounds and pounds and pounds of marshmallow in the boil. So at first, it looks like hot chocolate. All that marshmallow just sits on top and doesn't really melt down. And then eventually it starts warming up and it just melds into the beer. And that's what you got here.
That's crazy. So that's one thing I like is the names on their beers and stuff. It's very very obvious what you're going to get.
Yeah. So there's a couple
and it tastes like them.
They have a couple other ones that you haven't quite tried yet. So that Boys in the Yard was a milkshake IPA. So it's like an IPA that they add lactose into. That was actually really exceptional. I covered it on the other podcast. It was really, really delightful. I enjoyed that. They also have another one that's in there that's hop juju. That one kind of spells it out. It's a very hoppy, it's a hazy IPA. It's really good.
No, I mean, the ones I've had, I don't know if this is my favorite, but it doesn't taste bad, and it's exactly what I expected it. Like, it's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But just for I'm not like I don't do s'mores. I don't like marshmallows in general, so.
But it's not bad, right? It's not overly sweet.
No.
So the brown ale part of it gives it some bitter on the back end, which is nice. You taste a lot of that marshmallow.
I feel like I'm just drinking a marshmallow.
It's not sweet, right? It's not too sweet,
it's not
right?
Sweet.
It's not overpoweringly sweet. They kept the ABV down. If they would have cranked up the ABV a little bit more, it would have been a lot more sweet too. So your alcohol content comes from your sugar content.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they did a really good job on this one.
Yeah.
I would have liked to seen a little bit more brown ale in it. I'm a big brown ale fan. In general, I like a really good brown ale. And this isn't bad. I think this is good especially for what it is. A lot of times you see marshmallow paired up with chocolate. It's nice to see this not paired up with chocolate and kind of highlighted on its own. So it's a little bit different, but I really enjoy it. So
you could probably find where's that ginger one? Throw it in there with that. And
I don't know about that. I
have a graham cracker.
I don't like. So
I don't know. I wouldn't think I'd like it, but
I'm not a big ginger beer guy or ginger bread guy.
See these guys out.
Yeah. So we've got a little bit of a weird mix-up that's going to happen. We're going to do 2 episodes in a row back-to-back weeks. So we had a schedule change that we've got to kind of work around. So we're going to have a podcast this week. Then we'll have a podcast next week on Thursday. And then it'll go back to every other, right?
Yep.
That's how it's going to work. So I'm also going to do the same thing with Horny No Booze Cruise, just so they pair up. So I'll have Horny No Booze Cruise on Tuesday. I might actually not do that. We'll see. Anyhow, stay tuned on our TikTok or stay tuned on our Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff, and you'll kind of find out more information about that. But we will be back with Unlikely Role Models Episode 6 next Thursday. I appreciate everybody for hopping in here. I appreciate everybody for following us on all of our social medias, following us on PartyCast Network as well. That is the podcast network that we're on. And I appreciate everybody. Remember, beer makes you awesome.
Beer makes you awesome.
Yeah, there you go. That's my line. You guys have a great night. I've been Shane.
Kyle.
And we've been Unlikely Role Models. Peace.